Hell yeah.
they don't call it the clap for nothing. It's an applause.
Good way to start right here. Welcome to episode 2 of the podcast. Alright, let's start off with the introductions. We'll try to make it simple and clean so we can have time to enjoy the stream a little bit later with other games. Hopefully, if it works, which is the Outriders. I gotta pass through that tutorial again real fast, and we could level up and all that good stuff. But today is Thursday, November 18, 2021. I should have started off with the first episode with the date, but good way to remember. So today we have Juju. He's our, I guess, anime specialist for now, since he's been watching all these new animes. He could tell us what's going on because I have trouble catching up with those. And our other speaker, we have Soda from the first episode. A little last minute change, but he was
the guy with the sexy German accent.
Yes, I made
the only reason I was invited.
Gotta have that sexy German accent, Sorry, Lilith couldn't make it today. She's setting up her updated, upgraded, better work environment stream, I guess. I seen images there. They're pretty good. It's pretty fancy. So, yes. So next time, maybe she'll show up. Who knows? Unless she just doesn't want to. Who knows? But, yeah. We have Juju. You said I haven't seen your stream pop up. Do you have a certain schedule, or you just do it by the casual?
I do it usually pretty casually. It'll be maybe twice a week on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. One of those days. My schedule at work kind of changes a lot, so it's just kind of at a whim thing right now.
Okay. And what is your username so they can follow you on there?
Yeah, so if you just look up Juju's Rule 19, so JUJURULES, and then the numbers 19, you'll find me.
He's not 19 anymore, by the way. Well, I don't know what's the 19 for.
That was like just one of those like, hey, this username is already used. Here's a random number to put at the end to still have the same kind of username.
So maybe in the future, if you start streaming even more, you might change it up.
Yeah, I'd already kind of been thinking about a rebrand a little bit, but for right now, nothing too serious. So
yeah, I needed to do that with mine. Cause I don't know if you heard the previous episode. I changed my name because my original name it got picked so many times throughout the years. So I'm like, oh man, that fucking sucks. But I'm starting to like this new name, Medieval Karma. By the way, I didn't even introduce myself while starting the stream. Yeah, so Medieval Karma is the new name. I'm trying to update everything that I have. I'm trying to get my YouTube up, but it's a complicated a few things. I don't know if it lets me just change the name of the channel without changing my whole username on there. And yeah, I just getting stuff worked up, getting my Twitter. My Twitter's more attached on there, so forth. Soda, tell us your streaming link.
So it's Sodekim or Sodai, whatever you prefer. And I usually stream from 4 to 8 UTC +1. So it's quite different. So usually I stream open end, but at least until 8 p.m.
Still working on the Fatal Frame?
I'm still working on Fatal Frame. Today I streamed and was lost in Gasha Hell. I played Genshin, played some Punishing Grey Raven.
So Soda got those special skin unlocks, those pervy skin. Last time I jumped in, like What? Where's your pants? You're running around without pants on. Except that
That's what I do.
You tell me in the game they censor a lot of things. You're like, oh, this is the part where they censor this. I'm like, what?
Oh, that was Fatal Frame 5. Because they censored the swimsuit outfits. They now wear a t-shirt above them.
Boo.
Yeah. It still turns wet and see-through, so I don't mind.
Everything's so picky nowadays.
Yeah, a lot.
Do you remember what's the name of that freaking game? There's this that Capcom game where you play that blonde girl and she's trying to run away from this big guy and
Haunting Ground?
yeah, there you go. That one had a lot of skimpy outfits and none of that was censored up. That was
It just comes with like ESRB nowadays, just kind of cracking down more and more on the different things, because games are trying to get across to like as far as they can get. I mean, most games get censored whenever they go down to like Australia. Australia has a really, really tough censorship.
Oh yeah. I mean, games go super far. I mean, remember Agony or the new game of them, Succubus, which has a lot of nudity and gore. But that's the weird part I don't get. Like, nudity gets censored, but someone hanging at a rope, like 20 meters above, bleeding from certain wounds, that's okay, but not a weenie.
What was the name of this game?
Agony or Succubus.
Huh, why haven't I...
So they have a censored version, and it's pretty much just a check mark you have to undo if you want to uncensor it.
Is that like a horror
But
game?
like, it's pretty much a hell simulator. That's what they think hell will be like. A lot of demons and stuff.
From what I had seen, some of it, it's a lot of like body horror kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
It's very shock value kind of game. And I read some stuff on it that it was they had a lot of trouble getting out of production and all that stuff, just because of like how far they were trying to push some of the scenes in the game, that they had to like dial back on a lot of things before it finally was like able to be released. And by the time it got released, because there was a little bit of hype around it, but then by the time it got released, because of all the censorship and everything that they had to work around, like it kind of faded to obscurity a little bit.
Yeah.
Huh.
They do, or they did what hentai games do on Steam by now. They sell the censored version, and you can download a patch on their website. That's what Agony did.
Is it
I know, I'm a specialist. I know about that stuff.
Is it a streamable game? The censored one?
The censored one is streamable, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's not like Yandere Simulator, which is still banned on Twitch.
Which one?
Yandere Simulator.
Oh, that one. So you're gonna stream that game next?
I do not plan to. I recently played, not on stream though, the spin-off Succubus, which is actually quite fun. It's a hack and slash type game, but with boobas and stuff. So it was fun to play.
Sounds familiar. I don't know if I'm thinking the same one.
Yeah, you know boobas.
The boobas sounds familiar.
I don't know if Karma necessarily knows that.
If I download that, it'll be like hidden through all my documents, secret invisible files. If I need to keep something like that here.
just right tucked away into your not porn file.
What are you talking about? Hey, wait.
Just do it like me and have a tools folder.
Since we're talking about games, let's go on start with the first topic. So, how many of you have New World?
I played it a bunch.
I unfortunately haven't. I haven't jumped into that one too much. I've been reading a lot of things that's like if you're not like necessarily like a sweat in that game, like that you're not gonna progress too far, and that it's just real slow progression if you play it casually.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind playing it casually. Which I think those people that overplay it are just trying to get to the high level to do PvP, and I like doing the non PvP stuff, just casually killing monsters, get to feel these new weapons. So I'm enjoying my
that's the
time with
issue.
that.
Because there is no if you power level to do PvE, there's nothing to do. Like people say there's a soft cap of level 30, because then you realized from level 15 to 30 you did the same shit over and over again, and this will go on until you are max. So
Yeah,
I max level in New World and it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
always see like the meme about that. Like you're gonna be standing there chopping a tree for 5 hours of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got that vibe in the beta when I was playing it. It's like I just been doing the same thing for the last 20 levels, and I don't see anything new coming up besides those few little things that high levels were doing. But I mean, what happens after that? Even if you go to
Well, they
new zones, like new areas, it's just other areas that you're doing the same shit.
yeah, they even ruined PvP with the Invincible Glitches. Currently, there's another dupe, so they fixed a dupe, item dupe bug,
Is that the
and
when
now
we,
it's a new one.
yeah? I was about to say, is that the same one? I was gonna.
Nope, it's a different one, but it's the same thing. It's a packet that's sent to the server, and if you just tap out of your game or trade while crafting, the server overloads, and then the trade never happened, but you still got the item,
See,
so you can dupe items.
I don't know if this is the same duping one that I read about. The one I read about, I think it was this Monday. They were talking about duplication items, like furniture items. Usually, like they're worth something. You could probably trade it. People making a lot of money off of it, selling it for selling it for nothing just to give it away.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a new one. The first one was you could. That's not a dupe, but that was another bug. The first thing they found is if you have those board quests for each town, like collect rabbit hide, whatever, and if you have 5 of them, you can put them on the market, but they still count in your inventory.
okay.
So they are still in your inventory, but also on the market. Then you go
Yeah,
to the board, say, okay, I'm finished. It removes 5 of them in your inventory. Then you go back to the market, revoke the item, and you have 5 again. And you can
Yeah, so
just
I
repeat,
was
repeat, repeat.
reading. I was reading about a different dupe about some like trophies that give you like uh passive like advantages for like fighting or crafting or whatever that people were like duping, and so they were just being able to get advantages in like the PvP as well as like just power leveling super quickly because they had all these different advantages that they didn't have to take as much time doing the same activities over and over to level them up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man.
It's always the worst when it's like the games like that that like have like almost like a real world economy, and it's just like people start just uh, taking advantage of any little thing that they can, and it just kind of ruins the game for like everyone else because
Yeah,
there's the people
but
who are like actually just trying to play it casually, enjoy it, have fun with it, and all that stuff, and then like once you get to the point, like you guys were saying, that you get that like soft level cap where you're like you have to turn to the PvP instead of the PvE, and then you're just so far behind because all these people are just taking advantage of all this stuff, and then it just ruins the game for you, and then you just stop playing, and so then the community slowly dies out just because of all of it.
Yeah, but I have to cut them some slack because they pretty much 4 months before they released, I think it was 4 to 6, I'm not sure. So before that, it was a full loot PvP only game. So they added PvE content in the last 4 months of the game.
Okay.
And of course, it's not well developed because they had to hurry. But it's still kinda like you have nothing to do in PvE. You can do portals, you can do dungeons, and those dungeons are pretty much the same thing you do outside of the dungeon, just with a group.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kinda meh.
just like I mentioned to my friend, he was so hyped about it, and I think he only gets hyped because how everybody else is hyped, and he's just talking so positive about the game. And when I played it, I'm like, oh, to me it's kind of generic. I like the weapon system where you could develop different skills with each weapon, and that makes it unique. And but even after a while, I mean, you could get all the abilities real quick for each weapon, and that's how I tried each one. Like, okay, I kind of like this one. This is okay. This is crap. And I just mentioned like it has potential, which that's why I'm not kind of rushing the game. I'm just kind of enjoying the casual time that I have with it, so I don't rush through it like many people have. They're like just bored. By the way, what level are you in it, Juju?
In New World, that was a game, like I said, I really didn't pick up. I was really hyped about it when I was seeing it come up and all that stuff. But then once it started coming out and I started hearing about, like, again, like, you know, the chopping the tree for 5 hours, I started hearing about, like, oh, you're going to sit in a queue for maybe 2.5 hours before you can even get into the game at all. I was just kind of like, I don't know about that, just because, like, you know, with the, you know, with your life and all that stuff.
The queue thing, I was kind of expecting that because knowing how many people played the beta, I was like, I'm not even gonna rush first day when it comes out. And I know my friends were rushing in; they were in that same queue. I told them like, well, enjoy. I'm gonna wait for like 3 weeks or more until that fixes up. And yeah, it took about that amount of time where you could actually just join in a server without any issues.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, they lured people into new servers by saying, yeah, later on we will offer a server transfer. I don't know when, because I seem to have missed it. But I never got a notification that a server transfer is available. So I was playing solo. My friends were on another server because of queues. I was like, hey, if I get a free server transfer, nice. I can go back to them later on when those 3 weeks of login queues are done. But I never got information about that.
yeah.
And now I hear they are disabled again. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and see, that's what I was saying. It was just, I was interested in it and I wanted to get into it and all that stuff, but once I just kind of read everything, and then, yeah, of course, you know, eventually the queue times are going to go down because, you know, they'll add more servers, all that kind of stuff. But by the time it hit that point, for me, like, I had already kind of lost interest in it. Just, again, just kind of seeing about, like, people talking about, like, oh, you have to be really dedicated to this game if you want to make it far into the game and stuff. I'm just like, no, like, I kind of want to be able to log in when I can, you know, do what I can and progress, but not just be feeling like I'm stuck at the same thing for weeks at a time because I can only log in, say, like 30 minutes a day.
Well, if you ever do start it, I have a low level on there. I have like close to level 20. And
Dude, all your characters are low level everywhere.
what does that mean? Faster, you know. For that, let's change topic here. A different game. Halo Infinite. So how much you been sucking in that game?
I haven't played
Actually, I, I well, cause like I still I used to play. I played Halos all the way from the first Halo.
But where's the big but?
And
But.
no, like there really isn't a but. I mean, it's just added new mechanics every time. But like you break it down, a lot of the Halo games are pretty, base. It's Halo. I've always had a good time playing matchmaking, but definitely, this new battle pass system is really bad just because it's so based off of like a daily mission, a weekly mission, all that stuff that like you can't just like sit here and just like, okay, I'm gonna play Halo and I'm gonna rank up my battle pass because I can sit here, I'm off today, I can put in like
Yeah.
3 hours, because after like the first hour or so you complete all your quests, all the missions for like the weekly and the daily, and it's like, all right, well now I'm just playing for fun. Like I'm not gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still fun and all that stuff. But the progression in the battle pass, like I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny you say that. Sorry, you're gonna say so?
Yeah, I'm not sure if what battle pass they use. So modern battle passes usually have a free line you can go and a premium line. So pretty much you still get rewards even though you didn't buy the battle pass. What is it in Halo?
Because from what
do you only have a paid one, or do you also have a free battle pass? You can.
Juju?
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Well, because it's funny that you brought that up because that's literally the topic that I read about, but I haven't actually tried it yet, and that was the main talk about how difficult the battle pass is, and the way you just describe everything is literally the whole article saying it. Like you would have to do all the dailies and all the weeklies or whatever requirement to do it, just to basically you have to play the game nonstop if you really want to complete it or something like that, from what I read.
Yeah, and from what I understand is that they should, I think this week or next week, I think I had seen that they were gonna like kind of smooth it out a little bit, like, but the only thing is like they were gonna have to reset everyone's battle pass.
Oh god.
Good thing I haven't started
it.
it.
Get all resetted because like whatever happened, and so like what they're planning to do, I didn't see too much details onto exactly what it is, but like they're instituting what they're calling a play one game, like missions or something, or a challenge. It's just like you get like 50 XP for like every match that you finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't read too much of what it was gonna be.
Yeah, it feels like they. It's a sentence I hear a lot regarding Final Fantasy 14, because Final Fantasy 14 really values your time, and it doesn't look like Halo Infinite values your time much. Like if you play dailies and don't get a reward for playing the game at all, unless you do a daily or weekly.
Huh. So you can't get
It's
any.
kind of stupid.
You can't get any more XP after you've done your dailies.
Apparently not. I don't know. I didn't play it.
No, yeah.
But it's-
The way that the battle pass was working before was that there was only like daily challenges and weekly challenges, but it was like once you completed those challenges, there wasn't anything after them until the next day to restart the daily challenges, or the next week to restart the weekly challenges.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so like you could sit there and play for hours and like be winning a bunch of games, or not even just winning, like finishing games, because games will still reward you just from staying for the whole game instead of like quitting out. You wouldn't. You wouldn't get anything once you completed those challenges. And so it was just like now, for the people who are, really about that, gratification of like, oh, my battle pass is going up, I'm gonna get these rewards and all that stuff. It became very stale for a lot of people because it was like, well, I'm playing this because I want to rank up, I want to rewards and all that stuff. And after
Yeah.
an hour ago when I finished my daily quest, I haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, it's like you can't set yourself a goal like, okay, this PlayStation, I want to be this level on the Battle Pass or something, because you can't, since you only get XP through daily and weekly quests.
You see, and
yeah, that's kind of annoying.
you see, and I
Yeah, and
just
I mean,
purchased a battle pass from a different game, and that lets me get XP even if I do the daily. I could just keep playing the game, and I'll keep getting nonstop XP, which I got for Smite. I don't know if any of you play Smite.
a little bit.
They just released, just to change it up a little bit, they just released a new update, which is a new collab, which is the original Transformers. Which is, to me, is pretty awesome because I grew up with that, and you could literally, it's not a lookalike skin, but the exact B Optimus Prime skin.
Just like they did with Ruby.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, there were Ruby characters as skins.
Oh, the skins from a long time ago. Oh yeah.
A little bit there in the Smite, yeah.
But these are pretty cool. Like I just purchased it yesterday, the special pass, and then I'm surprised they off the bat they gave the Optimus Prime skin as the first level. Like, sweet, that's basically what I wanted it for. I thought this was gonna be like right in the end of the pass, but I got it right away, and I was testing it out, and it has the voice for Optimus Prime in while you're doing the skills and stuff like that. I'm like, that's freaking cool. And people, like I said, they could just keep playing the game for milking it, getting all the XP, and they're already like near the end of the battle pass because there's no limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like that, like I think battle pass should be like that. Even though I still think it takes a long time. I guess it takes a long time for me since I'm more casual. Like the previous battle pass was, I think it was Stranger Things collab, and I didn't finish the whole thing, which I feel kind of bad since I paid for it. But I'm like, I got the ones that I wanted, but
that's why I like the free and premium version. So you still get the daily and weekly quests or whatever and XP towards the battle pass. And then at the end of the month, shortly before the battle pass ends, you can check, okay, do I want to invest some money so I get all the premium rewards?
Yeah, and
That's,
see, like with Halo's,
the modern one, the modern battle pass.
and with the Halo battle pass, like there's not a free like path. You pay for one of two, like either like a premium, like the premium one, or like there's another one that gives you like, when you pay for it, you get like an extra boost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like honestly, it's the battle pass is they did it really really wrong with Halo Infinite. I really don't like it at all.
Well, I guess I won't go too crazy on Halo just yet, but I still need to download
it's still a fun game.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to, like you said, they're gonna reset your battle pass, so I'd rather not. I guess too much XP or whatever. But yeah, but other than that, I heard the game is pretty awesome, right?
Well, it's a Halo.
Yeah, it's a Halo. I mean, essentially, yes, it's a Halo game. It is a Halo game. You know, all the Halo games, they have the same feeling to them and everything. But it is fun. Like, it is still really, really fun. It's new, updated. It looks beautiful. Runs great. You know.
That's good. Well, I'm gonna have to try that either this weekend or the following week because I'm gonna have actually a lot of time next week. I'm off the whole week, so I could actually work on a lot of stuff and try new games. Um, Especially this Back for Blood. If I ever get that to work, hopefully, because I really wanted to play that game. We'll work on Outriders. I still have that card game Inscription I never finished. So on and so forth. So many games piling up more and more. But let's switch it up. It's good. Updated some gaming news, some of the newer games. Juju, let's start off with some of your animes you've been watching. Let's see.
Oh, I'm deep into anime right now. You know, I'm watching about 6 different animes at one time, just because since they're released. And I have like 2 that come out on Tuesday. I have 1 that comes out on Thursday. I have 2 that are on Sunday. So I'm able to kind of spread them out and watch them through. This season of animes has there's not a lot of this season is very original animes. Like there's a lot of premiere animes that are coming. It's a lot of one season.
Okay, then since the topic is pick your movie/show of the week. So which anime stands out for you for this week?
This week for me, definitely the one that I've really been enjoying a lot. It's only about 4 episodes in, again, since the season's just started. It's called The World's Finest Assassin is Reincarnated as an Aristocat.
Oh, that's a long title.
They're all getting very long titles like that. I don't know what it is with animes, but there's another one that was 2 seasons ago. That was the Japanese name is Don Machi, and then the English name is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
See, that one I was watching for a while. I owned actually the first season. The second one I saw on streaming, and there's which you just mentioned. There's a third one now.
Yes.
I haven't. That's part of my things to watch because I really got into the first 2 seasons of that one.
Yeah, it's really good. That one's very good. The 3 seasons in it are really good. It's one of those animes that you can enjoy a lot if you understand like Greek, Roman, like the gods, because it's very centered around like the gods, the Greek gods, Roman gods, Japanese gods, even. So if you can recognize a lot of their names, so like Loki, Hera, I don't remember, Ishtar from like Indian, Hindu. So if you know a lot of those gods and all that stuff, like it's very enjoyable because they play towards a lot of their characteristics that people like attribute to those different gods. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, but other than that,
probably should check it out because I'm into gods in general.
If you are really into like gods and all that stuff, there's actually one. This one will be my recommendation for this week to watch it because it's 1 season and it's easy to finish and it's all out. On
starts with an R.
Called yes, Records of Ragnarok.
Yeah, I was about to say that one because I got excited for that anime and it just popped out of random because I think about a year ago, just browsing YouTube, random video shows up of someone putting the manga, clips of the manga, but they put like epic music in the background, so it kind of looks like you're watching an anime. So I'm like, let me just watch this, and I got so into it. Just the whole fight, she's just like, like this is fucking awesome, like the fights going on, and so literally like a couple months later, I find out that they're working on it on Netflix. So I'm like, holy shit! Like, such an excited feeling when you really get into a manga or the lazier version of it. I've seen it on YouTube, and now they're gonna have a real anime of it. I was like so excited, and I didn't get. I enjoyed it. It feels like just watching the manga to me. So, yeah, go on, because I'm just saying I enjoyed the show as well.
Yeah, it's really really good, and again, it's one of those ones where they kind of reimagine the idea of like what these gods would be like, because like one of the first gods that you see within the show is Thor. And thanks to Marvel and all that stuff, you have this idea of Thor being this very big, blonde, clad in armor kind of god. But with Records of Ragnarok, they go with this guy. I mean, he's still very large, but he's not clad in armor. He's long red hair, and like Mjolnir isn't like it's not. It doesn't look like a typical like hammer like everyone attributes to like Thor. It's still a hammer, but it looks very very different.
It's a ridiculously huge.
Yes, and and it's essentially the idea of the gods believe that humans aren't worth living anymore, and so they're going to destroy them. But before they destroy them, they join into a tournament called the Records of Ragnarok, where it's, I believe, 10 gods versus 10 humans, and they go on one-on-one battles. But it's like the humans are legends from human history, so they have people like Adam, they have Jack the Ripper, they have Lu Bu from like Japanese mythology and stuff like that.
Which I'm excited for Jack the Ripper for the following season. Just what a way to end it! Like the one fight I wanted to see the most. Like, oh, that's gonna be for the beginning next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still stuck on old school anime like Hajime no Ippo or Neon Genesis Evangelion, Hikaru no Go.
Like rewatching it or
like
seeing it for the first time?
I'm still rewatching, like the second time now.
It's like I can't rewatch Evangelion because of the whole how fucked up it gets. Like,
Yeah, recently they re-released the new stuff on Amazon Prime, like the updated versions of the series.
you mean the movies?
It's not really movies. It's the entire story of Evangelion again in movie form.
Yeah,
Like,
they kind of just
90
like
minutes.
they squeeze it really short, which you're kind of like
Yeah,
watching the
and-
anime, but it's kind of like very short version of it.
Cut like a movie
I
with 90 minutes.
I own, I think, the 3 of those. I watched the first one years back, and I like it. It's a good way to introduce someone that has seen Evangelion and people that are not worth wanting sitting through that many episodes. It's kind of like, well, let me show you this shorter version of it. I think that's a nice way of using it. The random thing that they did was adding a new character that wasn't in the original.
Yeah,
What do you think about
that
that
confused
character?
me a bit. Because I have the original in good memory, even though everyone turned it to goo. But let's not talk about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't. I would have to keep watching the other films to see what they do with that new character, but I don't know if she was needed. Like, it was fine with the original characters. You already had your, kind of like badass girl that she wants to be number one. Why would they add another badass girl, which just slightly crazier? But yeah, oh well. I don't. Have you watched that one, Juju?
Unfortunately, no. That's one of the ones that I haven't got around to seeing. I used, I mean, because I've watched anime for a while, but I had fallen off for a good long time, and that was kind of one of the ones that came to the forefront when I wasn't really watching anime. And so now that like I'm really deep into like a lot of these new ones that are coming out, I haven't been able to go back to watch that one.
Okay. Well, that's a good recommendation for that anime on Netflix because I really enjoyed it. I felt like I wanted more. I felt like it was a short.
Yeah, it did feel very, very short. But I think what really got to me was the fact that like the first battles were kind of quick. You know, they kind of happened real quickly, and then like the battle with Poseidon was like very, very drawn out because there was like maybe an episode and a half where it wasn't the battle, it was all just backstory to both of the characters, you know.
But if I remember right, isn't it about the same thing from the manga? Because I felt like it was the exact same thing from what I remember. Uh, so I mean, they didn't add anything or take off anything that I know.
No, they really didn't, but I don't know, it just felt like they really stretched it, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I came into the anime, you know, already ready thinking about like, oh, you know, the battles between the gods and humans, and it's supposed to be these, you know, amazing battles because the humans have like, you know, some sort of like little ability that at least helps them to, you know, try and beat the gods. And so that's what I was like really coming into this anime for, was like I want to see these fights, I want to see these battles because it's an interesting idea. And then it just like really kind of dragged on through, like for me at least, through the backstories. But it wasn't ever to a point where it was like, oh god, this is terrible, I'm gonna stop watching it. It still kept me enough interested, and so it was still like a good anime.
Yeah, no, I think it's just one of those type of animes that like to exaggerate in stories to pump you up. Like, this is the greatest guy fighter in the world. Look at what he did for his people, and watch him slash this mountain in half. You know, some ridiculous stuff like that, just to pump you up and then put you back in the fight to see how great of a person or god he is. And it's kind of like the anime Baki on Netflix too, like very exaggerated these characters. I don't know if you saw that anime.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. I haven't watched that one through.
That's another good one. If you like very exaggerated fights, big muscle dudes all the time, you're gonna see like 90% of the time like muscle flexing all the time. But yeah, no, like I said, good recommendation on that one. Also, Baki's another good one. But for me this week, oh man, I don't even know if I should recommend it this week because technically I haven't seen it at all. I guess I'll put it as recommended to watch in the future. I talked about it with, who did I talk about? I told Brian about it, and we were talking about DC and Marvel and how I was comparing them both. Like I grew up more with Marvel than DC, so I've been enjoying the movies and everything. But to be honest, I think DC animation movies are a lot more entertaining to watch than the Marvel animations. I think they're just really deeper in the story and the way they do everything. I just like watching them, and a random mix of characters like I found on YouTube again, just casually streaming. I see Batman. I see Batman versus Ninja Turtles. So I was like, what the fuck? And I was just telling Brian about that, and he's actually seen it like many times with his kids and stuff. And this is my first time hearing about this, and this DVD came out like a couple years ago, and I was just like, let me see the clip. Even though the animation for the Ninja Turtles, I don't like the way they look. they gave them like a new gen look. They look kind of deformed to me, but I think it gave, from the clip alone when they introduced the turtles and they actually meet Batman, I think they do pretty well on staying with character, how the turtles act and how Batman acts. And I just saw the fight scene between them and I thought it was hilarious. And I saw a few more clips when Batman versus Shredder, and them staying in character was, I think they did a pretty good job, and the fight scene was entertaining. So I couldn't find that movie any streaming service, so I got frustrated. I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy this movie on Amazon. So I have that sitting to watch over the holidays, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be badass. And probably the next podcast I'll mention if it's good or not. I'm pretty sure it will based on the clips, but yeah, weird combination. Batman versus Ninja Turtles. So I don't know if you guys
about right to me.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that movie or not.
I have it.
You're waiting for it.
I think I definitely agree with you when you're talking about the DC and Marvel. That I think Marvel is live action, killing it.
Yeah.
Marvel's live action, actual actors killing it. It's amazing. This whole last phase with like the Avengers and all that stuff was great. And then these movies that are coming out, I mean, Shang-Chi was amazing. It was great.
I still need to see that one actually, and it's on my to-do list. And yeah, I mean, that's what I think. Like Marvel films, like, that's fucking watch that 3 hours straight. I'm like, let's watch it again type of thing. And when I watch like the DC films, they're very generic feeling to me. Like kind of like meh. That was okay. Like when I watch the League and the other superheroes, the only one that was better than the other DC movies to me was Wonder Woman. I was like, oh, I find that very entertaining for a DC film. And then I think they bombed it in the second one. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think the only like real DC like movie that I really enjoyed that was like the live action was just the Christopher Nolan Batmans. The Dark Knight Rises and all. I thought those were great.
Oh yeah, those were good too.
Outside of those, I can't really pinpoint any like DC live action movie that I'm like, all right, this was like really really good. But then, like you were saying, the animated movies that they have putting out, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a new level there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I saw there's so many out there, and they're not all available on stream. There's one with I love to see the ones that have Constantine in it. Man, he's an awesome character to show up, like very entertaining, and I just wish they could bring that character back, because I really enjoyed the live action Constantine with Keanu Reeves. I don't know what a lot of people probably didn't like it. I enjoyed it. I keep watching that over and over. I don't know if they're ever gonna bring it back to the DC live action movies.
I mean, you don't know. I mean, I don't think that movie did too bad, so I don't see why they wouldn't. But
it didn't do good enough where they did a sequel. They kind of ended where they could have, but I guess they didn't make enough money. But so you said you own the Batman vs Ninja Turtles. So is it worth watching? Juju, you there?
no, I didn't say I owned it. I said no.
Oh, I thought you said you owned it. Like, oh, I have it.
I said I haven't. I haven't.
Oh, I thought you said have it.
I haven't seen any trailer or anything about that. It sounds interesting though.
Oh, Brian was saying that there's a TV show that was much better for Constantine. There's a TV show?
Yeah, I think I had seen like one episode of it, but that was like a while ago, so I really don't remember much about it. But I think I heard that it was pretty good.
What is that on? Huh.
Oh, I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
You gotta hit me up, Brian, with that info. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to connect to a different type of Constantine because, like I said, I enjoyed the film. Looks like Brian didn't enjoy the film the way he's talking about it, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I guess nobody has seen that Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. I'll mention it in the next podcast. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun to watch.
It sounds great.
It is. I did. Later on, when the streams over, I'll show a little clip of that fight. Soda, what movie/show you recommend this week?
It's a super weird one. I randomly found it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, no porn.
It's not porn, but it has naked men.
Thanks for the recommendation. I guess for the ladies out there.
It's not even much about the naked man, but it's pretty much it's a drama series, a Japanese one, and it has something to do with the onsen.
Sorry.
And it's pretty much a drama, a super short drama about a salesman who wants to drink and take a bath in during noon. So during his time, he actually has to work, and he's making up excuses, like he got a new client. Sold something to a client, and he's like, now I have to take a break because he sees the signs of a public bath. There are plenty in that country.
So is this sorry, was this a show or a movie?
It's not a movie, it's a series.
Okay.
Like 12 episodes or something. I'm at 7, and pretty much after he went to the onsen, he's like, okay, now I have to drink something to rehydrate. And then he goes into a bar, eats something, and has great monologues about his life and so on. If I translate it, like with Google Translate, it's like a drink after a bath at noon. But I'm not sure if it's in on German Amazon Prime. I'm not sure about other ones. It's a funny drama, like, because he's not pretty good at his job if he takes a break at noon to take a bath and then go eat something and drink beer. So it's a bit of a drama. It's more funny than actually a drama, but I do enjoy it for some reason. And every time I watch an episode, I even get a cold one. Because he does too.
you drink along with him.
Yeah.
Drink naked too?
Weird series.
Drink naked too?
If you want to imagine that, yes.
I'm assuming he's nude in it at some point, so.
He has Soda's got candles and rose petals in his bathtub, and his laptop nice and set when he's got a drink right next to him.
That sounds pretty good right now for myself. When you described it, I was like picturing my head. I was like, hey, I'm like a little bit tired. Like, oh, that sounds fucking relaxing right now.
You gotta treat yourself, mate.
I'm just trying to find a trailer right now on YouTube, but it only finds the German one.
Sure, it wasn't a dream.
No, I know it exists because I watched the episode today.
About your life.
I know, right? You're just trying to sell this new show that you're making up. You're the naked man in it.
I found the trailer.
What?
I mean, I can send it in chat, but podcast.
I think it allows
podcast view, listeners can't really click on it.
Oh, there it is. Let me see. How long is it? Maybe I could play the audio at least in the background. Let's see. What is this?
Stream 85 plus channels and save up to
It's a
Wait.
Japanese
You'll be able to
trailer.
understand- I don't think we'll be able to understand it though.
What the hell? Why is it playing commercials? Usually my stuff blocks it. Okay, it's not loading for
So-
me for some reason. Okay, next.
Just some disappointment in Karma's voice that he can't see the naked men.
Can't see it.
Well, there's actually a naked man in the intro.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
You can see a butt. But butts are okay.
Butts.
Butts are okay.
Alright.
We had the talk about censorship. Only weenies are not allowed. And poobas.
I was gonna put that on stream and you're making me show weenies and stuff.
Nah. Not on that.
No, he
series.
just said that there's no weenies. It's just butts.
So pretty
Oh.
much because
Is that loud? I'm like,
because people don't usually use a public bath in during noon. It's pretty empty, but people that are older and don't work anymore
The
use
life.
those facilities during that time.
Oh,
So you
it's
see a lot
saggy
of-
ass.
Old guys, saggy ass.
I need like a hot tub thing because right now it's getting actually cold. Looks like we're getting a cold front.
Yeah, it's getting kind of cold down here where I'm at too.
Here's in Texas, so like a little bit cold is like freezing to us. So. But all right. Well, good recommendations. Soda, you're gonna have to send
Great
me.
recommendation.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me the name or something. Maybe I'll try to watch it. And all right. So right now, I know we just mentioned Soda's still playing Fatal Frame. Juju, what games are you currently playing?
So I've been jumping back and forth in playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I just picked that game up. I know it's a little bit older, so I'm starting to play through that. But then I'm also jumping to playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, you know, I haven't tried one of the Assassin's Creed games.
They're fun. The very first one is a little bit rough because it is one of those games where it's like the missions are the same things over and over, where you're following this person, you're listening to this person, you know, before like assassinations happen and all that stuff. So the first game is a little bit rougher to get through, but the more recent ones that have come out, so like Valhalla and Origins, really expand on like what kind of missions you're doing and like how you can go about sneaking around and getting through with the missions.
Okay. You know what? I haven't seen it popped up on. Do they have it on Steam?
I don't know. I played on the PS5.
Whoa, fancy! Where'd you get a PS5?
I actually got it for my birthday off of just a $25 raffle that we were having here, and I ended up winning.
God, talk about fucking jackpot, man!
Yeah, $25 raffle. I got the PS5. I got 2 controllers, and I got 2 games with it.
I mean, dude, what? How much are people selling that shit now? Like probably over 1,000 just to get their hands on one.
Nah, I like mine too much. I'm having fun with it. I wouldn't give it up.
All right. Well, the games, like as I mentioned earlier, what games I'm playing right now, since I'm focusing on getting Outriders, and hopefully you get to play too, Juju.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to it.
How much time you actually have tonight to play?
At 8:30 our time, I just got to go and take my dogs out for about 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. Then, all right, that was pretty good. So Like I said, I just have to thank Juju for coming in. He's gonna be our anime specialist since he has more experience watching more animes at this time. I had to thank Soda to come in again, substituting. I know he wasn't ready for this. He kind of like I kind of gave him a little surprise there, but I thank him for jumping in and doing the second episode as well. So yeah, let's just try to reintroduce. You could visit Soda's stream, Sodaykin, Sodaykin, and Juju. It will be Juju Srule 19. Juju's Rule 19. You could watch his stream. And of course, you could join my online stream, Medieval Karma, which is it's spelled differently. Play on words, MEED, med, and evil, EVIL _ karma. On Twitch. Soon, hopefully, get a YouTube up to upload highlights. Maybe some old highlights. I got some old ones that are pretty hilarious. I think I'm gonna add the little short clips since that's pretty popular now, and I think it'll be better for my channel. But yeah, make sure you visit all three of us, and hopefully next time we'll get to see you guys again. Either different days streaming, different speakers, or the same. Like I said, we already had Soda come in with us a second time. Wolfie was in the previous episode. So far right now we're just kind of thinking the schedule. Thursdays being at least Juju for sure. That'll be his spot in. Soda's usually in the weekend or every other weekend depending on the schedule. And Wolfie will, if he wants to, he'll fill in the spots. And we'll see if we could get Lilith if she's still interested, and other friends that would like to join in. So yeah, that was a very good episode, guys. So I'll see you guys next time on the podcast.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Later, y'all.